Hello all, it's Crazy Kate again, and I am here to do a Curly Girl approved semi-permanent hair dye. I'm going to be using Manic Panic. And this is Curly Girl approved because I am going to do something kind of fun for the holidays, and I'm going to do the Manic Panic red, the high voltage, because I read that the high voltage colors will come out brighter if you have darker hair. So this is my hair color, and what I did this morning was I washed it and conditioned it, and then I basically just let it air dry after I combed it out and then let it air dry. So it's really not styled much. I did put a little bit of mousse in it because we were going to the movies and I didn't want to look really weird. So now I'm going to try the Manic Panic red. So for the application, I am going to comb dry hair, but I've made sure it's nice and detangled. So when I comb it through, you see how it just kind of slips through. So that's kind of where you want it to be. You don't want to be tugging or tearing at dry hair with a comb. So I have my dye. I have some gloves. I have one of these babies. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep it or not. A shower cap while it's processing, but I'm a little afraid that the dye will never come out of my shower cap, so I am going to use plastic bag, which I have lying around. I know, we're trying to get rid of those, right? We're trying to be responsible. So the suggestions on Manic Panic are to put it on dry hair, clean hair, and they want you to section your hair off and apply it to sections. So I'm going to section my hair first, and then we'll get started. I'm going to use my Diva clips to hold my sections because they are metal. And I'm hoping that the dye won't mess with my metal Diva clips. And even if it does get on them, I never wear these out of the house. Just want a section, and you just kind of push it through your hair like that, and you'll pull up a section and just clip. And I'm going to do this around my whole head. So all these sections, I'm making sure that my hair is not tangled. So you see that? And then I clip off the section. So the idea is as I put the hair dye in, sorry, that's really wild. As I put the hair dye in, I'm just gonna put it in sections. So it's gonna have better coverage. So you'll see that I have pretty much all my hair in sections. There's a little bit, here and there that isn't in sections, but you just get started with dyeing. Grab some Curly Girl approved conditioner. And with this, I'm sorry I'm so sniffly. I have a cold. Yuck. This you're going to put around your scalp, a very thick layer of it. If you have any sensitivities to itchy M's, don't use VO5 because it's very high with those. I don't, fortunately. So, and don't forget your ears. I'm going to put a good coat on the front and the back of your ears. And we're going to do this all around the hairline. So don't forget those ears because that dye will just attach to those ears. My cat is just loves. I should have my cat do her own YouTube videos because she really, really likes to be in them. The conditioner off my hands, and then we're going to open up our Manic Panic. Here's a tip. Before you open it, put your gloves on. It is semi-permanent, but hopefully that comes off eventually. So I'm going to take out a pair of gloves, and I'm going to be fun and pick a pink and a purple pair. Why not? Have a bunch of old t-shirts on hand to wipe up any spills as they occur, not after the fact. And then also for your hair, when you dry it, while this dye is in, you want to make sure you're using an old t-shirt because it will leave behind dye. So we're going to start from the front and move our way back. Take out the clip, and you have hopefully already combed it, right? So there's no tangles. Dip the brush in the dye and try very carefully to keep it off your scalp. Otherwise, you're going to have a big, bright red scalp. And take your time with this because this stuff you can really leave on for a long time for processing. So it's not like and I usually kind of pull it through like that to make sure it's saturated. If your roots aren't completely red, it's not going to be a big deal. This is semi-permanent hair dye. So I've applied the Manic Panic to my entire head, and in the back I just kind of used my comb, my brush, and up brushed it. So there's some spots back there that might have a little more dye than less dye, but you'll see around my crown here I kept the dye away from my head as best as I could, and then I did have some spots that I just wiped off with an old t-shirt. Thank goodness I put the conditioner on there. And I just washed off my Diva clips and they're perfectly fine. So that's good. So I'm gonna wrap my head in my plastic bag and I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let it sit for an hour because I have dark brown hair. It says like 30 minutes plus. So I'm gonna go an hour. Some people leave it on for hours. I'm not really that concerned with it being that vibrant. I just kind of want a nice light red hue. And I may hit it a few times with my hair dryer just to keep warming it up because I have low porosity hair. And if you have low porosity hair, you need some warmth to open up the hair shaft. And I want some absorption of the color into my hair so it doesn't all rinse out. High heat on. I'll do that for a few minutes, probably every 15 minutes, just to make sure it stays nice and warm so the hair dye can absorb. Another tip, as soon as you're done, wash everything off and put everything away. I only used about a quarter of the tub of Manic Panic on my hair, so I put that all away. I rinsed my brush out and I was able to put it back in the plastic container to use it for next time. And I just kept this on hand, old t-shirt, and I just kept wiping down around the sink and around the countertop so I don't have a big red stain around. So just make sure you span your entire work area and make sure there's no red stains on anything. You know, I saw on Facebook Marketplace the other day, someone was selling one of those beauty chairs with the big overhead heater. I really dropped some not so subtle hints that I would like one. Yeah, my husband thinks I'm crazy. Okay, so I rinsed my hair for about 20 minutes on cold water. Luckily, I have a handheld shower, but there was a lot of contorting involved to try to get it to run off my head and not into my face and not down my body. And now the shower needs a good scrubbing. And it says on the directions to rinse it until clear. I just don't think that's going to happen. I rinsed it as much as I could, and look, oh, it's still on this. Right? What I ended up doing was co-washing it with the VO5, and then I squished to condition with the VO5. So now I'm probably just going to add a little bit of gel and let it air dry, and then we'll see the color. I mean, and we are going away for the holidays, so I'm going to bring my t-shirts with me so I don't be a bad house guest and use nice guest towels on my hair, which I don't use towels on my hair anyways, so I guess it's not a big deal. So we have an end result. I mean, I haven't like completely done my hair yet, but this is it, pretty much dry. So it's definitely got a bright hue to it, so I'm very happy with it. A few tips, because my daughter also made me dye her hair, of course, only she chose the Manic Panic bright purple. First tip is make sure you get the high voltage colors if you're not bleaching your hair first, because the high voltage colors have obviously a more pigmented effect. The second tip is a little goes a long way. Because I couldn't rinse it all out, when I did my daughter's hair, I put on like about half as much, and then it rinses out easier. Third tip, I think we're on 3, don't bother trying to get underneath the hair and stay away from the roots, because I have a couple areas on my scalp that are bright red. They'll wear off eventually, but so stay away from the roots. Make sure you're not getting too close to your scalp. Get the high voltage color. Unless you're a blonde, then you might not want that much color. And a little goes a long way. So ready to rock the holiday season. Enjoy your curly girl discoveries. Follow me, subscribe to me, and I will keep you updated on all kinds of curly girl method fun things you can do with your hair. And after the holidays, I am definitely going to put out a video about technical issues with the curly girl method, including hair porosity, including hair density, and including curl pattern. So keep posted with me, subscribe, and when I get all the information I need to educate myself, I will, as usual, summarize it and give you what you need to know. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon.